Hi, my name is Andrea Kerbel, and we work with Operation Mobilization. And I am the coordinator for what's called Freedom Challenge for Canada. And Freedom Challenge is the part of OM that is the anti trafficking arm. So, in many parts of the world, parents sell their children and or give them away to acquaintances who promise them a better life. Or there might be a young gal who sees a job and decides to apply to work in a shop to get away or to earn money. However, when they get to the location, there might be no jobs. Instead, what is there is a trafficker who demands that they work for them. So one of the things that we do to prevent that is we have awareness programs. We actually have people who go into often villages, but into schools, into big cities, and make people aware of what to look for to avoid being trafficking. And like I said, a lot of this is people are not aware what happens. And and the people who are most vulnerable are the refugees, children, young women, and young male soccer players.
Young male soccer players, why is
Yes,
that?
I don't know, but I just saw that I think maybe because they go away from home.
Mm.
I mean, we've seen what happened with our hockey players, right? So that is what we've been told. And we also work a lot with refugees, not only because of this, but also to help them so this doesn't happen. So in parts of the world, young ladies face like childhood sexual abuse, rape, bride napping, and many of them end up pregnant and become outcasts. In other parts, or the same parts of the world, it is actually against the law for women to work outside their homes. And this gives them very few options should their husband become disabled, should he leave them, or should he die. So we have set up a large number of centers to train women and give them a skill. And there's centers like computers, literally skills, sewing, tailoring, catering, even hygiene. As well, we have what's called self-help groups. And this is when small groups of women get together to support each other. They each bring a very small amount of money, say 50 cents or a quarter every time. And when a woman gets an idea how to do a home business, she's able to borrow that money and go out and start a business, and then she puts the money back in. And so far, over 50,000 women have taken advantage of what we call our self-help groups. Yes, because these are people who have no hope. And if you look at it, many of them, from the government point of view, they've just been whacked down. They have no legal, many of them have been trafficked, so they have no legal papers. And it's like hopeless for them. And of course, Christ is hope, right? He brings us hope and he gives us light to see beyond. And also, I just want to say for the workers, if you can imagine going out week after week, visiting brothels, the same women, trying to encourage them, the workers have to have Christ too, because where else could they get the strength to do this? And once these ladies decide to get out, we also have safe houses that we're connected to. And once again, then we use the development to help train them to get a skill. But it takes a number of years of counseling and emotional support for them to really be able to enter society. And in many places, it's very hard for them legally. So that is what we offer. So it's sort of from prevention to development to visiting them where they are and then restoring once they can come out.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to just read one report. We have a number of places where we actually go on the street and work on the street with the prostitutes, with the trafficked women. We often give them little gifts, but this is one report that I got from part of Europe, and I'd just like to read it. In this particular brothel, there are around 50 to 100 women working on any given night. We are usually able to meet 40 to 50 of them, as the majority would be behind closed doors. We usually walk along the brothel passages, which have many doors, to small, compact bedrooms. It looks like a hotel passage with rooms on both sides of the doorway. A lady stands in her underwear and high-heel shoes as a group of customers, African, Middle Eastern, Indians, American, and lots of different Europeans walk up and down, pointing at them, being humiliating, and laughing at them. Once a customer decides on a lady, he goes into the small bedroom. She pulls the door shut and pulls down the curtain. And for 30 minutes or an hour, they remain there. After the door is open, The lady takes a quick shower and is ready for the next customer. And it goes on all night, for hours on end. And the ladies tell me they are absolutely exhausted. It's traumatic, exhausting, and devastating work. Many women are downstairs in a windowless room, stripping. Also, the men are boisterous, making insulting remarks to them. Sometimes a woman can leave this life on her own. Sometimes she cannot. It takes enormous strength of character and courage to leave, no matter what her situation is. The sex industry is a place that is easy to get into and difficult to get out of. But knowing Jesus is what gives a woman strength to make the right decision and to choose to say no to the lies and deception of the industry.